Michelle. Hey, Sarah. Just give us a couple minutes, just get set up. Hey,
What's
James.
up? What's up?
Just launching Facebook. Bear with me a sec. You got a lot of feedback on your mic, James.
Hold on, hold on. Let's see.
What do you know? Facebook looks like it's going to cooperate. You and those pictures. Hey, Lori. Hey, Leslie. We lost Mr. James. Now we get to look at Albert Einstein in Technicolor. Hey, Ronnie. We are just waiting for our other hosts, and then we will get things rolling. And there he is. You're on mute, Andrew.
Can you hear me?
No, we can't hear you. Speak louder.
Because it sounds terrible.
It sounds
horrible.
fantastic. And your lighting is fantastic, Andrew.
How are you guys?
Brings out the color in his face.
You like that, huh? Let me just check something out. Okay. James,
What's happening?
how's everything?
How are I was thinking about you all day today,
Were you?
and I said, Andrew's so seasoned and he's known so many people that how is he going to drill that business plan into one page? I said, I would have expected if you said, "Hey, James, I'm going to help you with your business plan," it would be a 20-pager at least, and you're going to drill it down to one. So we are super excited for a one-page business plan. This is going
Oh,
to be
it's
fantastic.
great. Thank you.
We should have had in the background Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
Hey, listen,
Well, it's how do we want to put it? It's deceptively simple.
it's one page and 27 parts.
One page in 5 parts.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
So as usual, we will wait, I guess, till, we'll see, maybe 8:05. So just waiting for everybody to get on
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody on Facebook Live. Got a bunch of people in there already.
I'm going to
I
pop
hope,
on Facebook too.
Hope everything is going well for everybody. I'm sure by now everybody's heard the terrible news about California again. And if anybody's in here from California, my sympathies go out to you because I just
What do
don't
they
get
do
it.
in California?
Got them down again.
Salons?
Yep,
As of when?
today.
Dining too. Dining.
Yeah, dining, salon, basically all the original stuff. So it's horrible. It really is horrible to do
My
this
son was
to.
set to open his Pilates studio today.
Mm,
We'll see.
yeah.
I mean, it's so
It's crazy.
ridiculous. He went through, like what everyone else is going through, taking down capacity.
For 30 counties, I don't know, how many counties there are in California, but for 30 counties, they shut it down.
That's Newsom, right? Where
Yeah.
he shut down vineyards, except he didn't shut down his own vineyard.
Yeah, how nice, huh?
Yeah. How about that?
It's all, it's all the we can't just blame it on him. It's every politician. It's what's good for them is good for them, but not for us. That's why we need a full reboot. They all need to go. Anyway, again, my condolences to any salons out there in California right now, and hang in there if you can and start applying for those loans once again.
Yeah, so there's 58 counties in California overall. So if 30 of them were shut down, I mean, that's more than half at this point.
Yeah.
But, I would expect the rest of them to be in short order at this point.
Yeah, I had heard rumors that it was only going to be for a 3-day pause, but you know how that goes.
Well, that's the problem is that, and it's crazy for us in this New York, New Jersey, Connecticut type area, right? You see the map lit up in red. We're 40 states.
Hold on, Linda said, "Can we swear on here?" Go for it, Linda. Talk like a freaking truck driver or a Marine, a good old Marine, right?
Please, feel free.
Welcome everybody on Zoom also, and everybody on Facebook. We were just waiting a few to get started and having a general chit-chat conversation about the nonsense going on over the COVID stuff when most salons are adhering to all the rules better than just about any place I've seen, and yet they're still going to punish us. And yes, Linda said those mother effers. How's that? It's just mind-blowing. It's no different than New York, where Cuomo shut down large gatherings, but he okayed his daughter's wedding.
No, that was New York City. That was de Blasio.
Oh, that was de Blasio. I'm sure. Sorry. They're so similar.
Protests, you can still protest, but you can't have a large gathering unless it's a protest.
Well, and it works both ways, right? So it's funny. My wife's been doing hair for over 20 years, and She does not cut everybody in the family. My father-in-law, who's a partner in our business, goes to another stylist who does more men's haircuts and things like that. My brother-in-law, my nephew, my son will get a haircut once a year, depending on what he wants to do at 13. So he's usually the deck or the backyard haircut because he doesn't want to come in. But my brother-in-law goes to a barber shop in the town we live in that's been there a while, and they're pretty busy, and they did nothing. No partitions, no temperatures, whether there were things within the regulations in New Jersey that you wanted to do or not. They didn't do anything. He went in, and they have a new baby at home that's just about 3 months old. So, he walked in, and, he was like, I didn't really know what to do. I sat down. He didn't have a mask, and he put it on right before he cut my hair and some of the crazy stuff indoors. And I said, the issue that we're having now is that if there's rules that are set up to follow the rules. And I'm telling you right now, there's a few, listen, I'm not going to out anybody, but I'm a guy that knows a lot of guys, right? Not a lot of people. There's quite a few salons that I know in our neck of the woods that aren't even doing a temperature check. And, the reality of it is that when you sort of reel everybody back into your expert level status of what you're going to do, whether you think the masks are political or not, if there's rules in order to follow, Mary comes in and wants her haircut and wants to talk about her new dog and, takes over the whole conversation, and she's willing to pay your price, but now your price went up by $30 and she doesn't know. You need to reel in that expert status. So when they come in and you say, hey, stop, the front desk is closed now according to New Jersey Code 157, we'll call you to rebook. We're going to go online booking now, or we're going to do online tipping or online payments, and we're going to enact our 48-hour cancellation policy. Use these things to your advantage. Don't think of them as a crutch or a limp. Use them to kind of enact things that you wanted to do overall. Like, why would you not follow it? You guys are stuck inside all day. So I think temperature checks are great. Hey, listen, I temped out. I went in. I had a call last night with New Zealand. I had a call this morning. I went into work a little bit late, and I sat in the car for a few minutes. I was listening to Howard Stern, and I had my AC off, and I walked in, and I was 100.8. So the girls laughed at me. I took my temperature, and I'm like, I got to go until I'll come back in 5 minutes.
By the way, James, you look like you ever go in the Haunted Mansion in Disney? That's what you look like on the camera. Your half your head keeps disappearing with the background.
Now that Disney reopened, I'm trying to get hired there so I can get the hell out of this hair salon business.
There you go.
Get my Haunted Mansion, if I take it off. Listen, I look like I'm bald at that point. That's great.
Too funny.
What did Michelle? Let me see. Michelle, somebody just said.
Hate cashless society.
Yeah. Yeah, but I have to tell you, Michelle, the Amazon culture has created this to where, when we joke at our age about millennials and saying what their thought process is about how things are so different for them, at some point you're going to do that. You're going to walk in the supermarket and you're like now, right? You're in a mask and you're trying to check out. I had to run and buy ice cream for the kids, and it took me a half hour just to get checked out because now people aren't as afraid to go out. And eventually, I said, hey, if it was like Amazon, I would have just walked out and they would have recognized my face and they would have just charged me. So, I mean, it's like the China theory.
There's
right?
good and bad to that, James.
Listen, it's all bad. What I'm saying is there's
but I agree with you. If there are rules, whether we like them or not, let's play the game as best we can.
No, but there's a testament to our area, New York and New Jersey, that we were able to kind of get this thing pounded down because everybody said, hey, it sucks, but we're going to follow the rules. And, whether we thought they dragged out a little longer than they were supposed to or whatever the case was, when you look at that map and you say, man, these other states are just getting hammered right now.
Yeah.
Florida.
We won't go into it. Let's not play that game.
So let's have some fun tonight, right? In this doom and gloom scenario going on with COVID. We're going to have some fun tonight. This is actually BBR episode number 56, and we have none other than our partner and host, Andrew, presenting tonight. And Andrew is going to present a one-page business plan class. It's exciting stuff. I've been through it already, so I know firsthand it's exciting. It sounds wild having a one-page plan, but it is actually a reality and it works well. So, Andrew, with that, we're going to kick off tonight's episode. It's
Thank
all
you.
yours.
And Derek, can I share? Do you have me on the sharing the screen here?
Let me see here. You should be able to, Andrew.
Okay, let's just see where I'm at. I should be, but you know me. Yeah, here we go.
There you go.
Yep, and let me even do, if I can, well, we'll play it as we play it. Doesn't look so pretty, but what do we do, full screen or something? It doesn't matter.
You're good. I already adjusted the screen, Andrew.
Okay, so welcome everyone, and I'm really glad you're here. This is a topic that is near and dear to me because I believe that every business needs a plan. Every business, for lots of reasons, but we need a plan, number one, for clarity. Because if we are not clear as to what we're doing and where we're going, forget it. We go around in circles and it's not a lot of fun. And I'm going to take you through how to create one of these plans step by step. At the end of the session, we're going to send this slide deck plus a template, which I will put up here and show you, that you can use to create your own plan. So by the end of tonight, you'll be able to do this easily, swiftly, and you'll understand it. The first thing is we got to understand it, and I will take questions along the road. So Derek and James, if people are asking questions, just break in, and I'd be happy to answer them as we go. So let me give you an overview of the one-page business plan. And just so you know, this entire concept was created by a friend of mine who just passed away, actually, who was a chief financial officer for a company. And they asked this man to wind down the operations of his company. And he said, my God, I'm working myself out of a job, which he did. It was a public company and did a great job. And then he became a freelance chief financial officer. And along the road, working with various companies, he discovered the planning process was quite difficult, arduous, and many of these large companies didn't have a plan. So he created what is today known as the one-page business plan. So my hat's off to my friend Jim Horan, and this is for you, Jim. We're bringing it to the beauty business. So in this session, what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk you through an overview of the methodology, and there's very much a methodology behind this. There's a logic to this whole thing, and it's deceptively simple, folks. So one page, but there's a lot to it, but you can get it. I'm going to show you how this document can be used for your business. And you're going to learn how a one-page business plan can quickly and effectively communicate the essence of your business in less than 5 minutes. That's a tall order. So what is a one-page business plan? It's an approach to business planning that captures the essence of your business on a single page using keywords and short phrases. No big language needed here. As a matter of fact, please leave it at home. And so there's 5 building blocks. You notice there's a vision statement, a mission statement. There are things called objectives. These are things that I am sure you have heard of, all these things: vision, mission, objectives, strategies, and plans. Okay? This is all the stuff that a one-page plan consists of. Now, terms can be very confusing, especially in the business world. People try to make a lot of mumbo jumbo around this. So what we've done is we've translated the standard elements of a business plan into 5 simple universal questions. And So what's a vision? It answers the question, what are you building? Okay, it's simple. What are we building? A mission. Why does this business exist? Objective. Those are the results that you'll measure. Strategy. How are we going to build our company? And then plans. What's the work to be done? So again, vision. What are you building? Mission. Why does it exist? Objectives. What results will we measure? Strategy. How will you build this company? And then plans. What's the work to be done? Any questions, comments, concerns? No? Should we move on?
Nothing yet, Andrew.
Nothing
keep
yet.
going.
Everyone's really clear. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So,
Again, while Andrew is teaching this, if you have questions, type them in on either
please.
Facebook Live or on the Zoom panel, and we will be sure to answer those questions.
Okay. So the vision statement. What are we building? Right? Everyone is building something. Okay, no matter what level you're on. CEOs are building companies, managers are building projects, programs, departments. I'd even say that, stylists are building books, right? We're building something. So a well-written vision statement should be able to graphically describe what is being built in 3 sentences or less. 3 sentences or less. That's the trick. How do you do that? But I'm going to help you be able to do that. Okay? We don't have to reinvent the wheel here. So the vision statement. What will our business look like in 1, 3, 5 years? What type of company is this salon? We dig down. What markets do we serve? This is really important stuff because sometimes we go overboard and we think we're serving a bigger community. It may be a neighborhood. I don't know, but you're going to define it. If you have a chain, then there are a couple of communities. So that's the geographic scope. Who are the target customers? And we've talked a lot in the Beauty Business Reset about, and Derek's mentioned it a number of times, the avatar, the target customer, right? Who are we appealing to? What are our key products and services? And what sales goals are we striving for? So everyone's building something, and a well-written vision statement can be described in being built in 3 sentences or less. Hey, let me ask by show of hands, who has some sort of a business plan? 1, I have one. 2, don't have one. How does it read?
They're coming in now, Andrew. Facebook is the lead.
Yeah, Facebook.
So, come on, guys, participate here. If you have a business plan, type in a 1. If you don't, type in a 2. Got a mixed bag right now. A lot of 2s coming in, Andrew.
Okay.
So tonight will be helpful.
Okay, great.
If I may, if you give me permission, Andrew, I want to bring
You
something.
have permission. Yeah, absolutely.
Light for everybody is that there are 2 different types of business plans. There's a business plan to get investments or to get a loan, and there's a business plan to run your business. What we're talking about tonight is a business plan to run your business.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not, as one of my mentors said, he said, Andrew, you make these, not you, but people make these big plans, they present them to whomever, and then they become a garbage story because you'll know that in a business plan, you hand it over to someone and they're always looking at the last page, the last few pages. That's where you put the numbers, right? They go there immediately. Hey, who's that guy up behind you? Hey. Need a haircut. So, thank you. So, Derek, most people don't have, some people do, most don't. What does it look like?
Majority
Okay.
I'm sure that the majority that do have business plans like I had, which was a banker business plan, we'll call it, right? Trying to get loans. I think this is more effective for your day-to-day operations and a clear vision for your company.
Yeah, this is really day-to-day stuff. Okay, so here it is. Your vision statement. I told you it'd be easy. Within the next X amount of years, grow, put your salon name in there, into how large a company. Is it going to be a local company, salon, spa, whatever, providing you put your services and who the customer is. Okay, that's how you do a first draft. See, James? Pretty easy, huh? And everyone already knows this stuff. I mean, you may not know how large you want to make your company in the next couple of years, but throw something up there. So you now have the first part of your plan. Okay? Who likes that? Show of hands. Okay, James. Perfect. If you have departments, a department can have their own vision statement, okay? So some people have a hair department and a spa department. It may be slightly different. You can combine the two for your overall volume, okay? And because the target audience may be a little bit different. Mission statement. So why does this business exist? You exist for a reason. There is a reason for everything. And a well-written mission statement should be able to graphically describe why the company or department or program exists in 6 words or less. So when I say graphically, what do I mean by graphically? I mean, when you say that, someone can picture, they get a quick picture of what your company's mission is, okay? And mission statements answer these questions. Why does it exist? What's our unique selling proposition? Derek mentioned that last Monday, right, Derek? What's our USP? What are we committed to providing to our customers? What promise are we making to them? What wants, needs, desires, pain, or problems do our products or services solve? Okay, that is, and I'll give you some examples later on. Strategies. How will we grow and manage this business? So what are strategies? They're just broad statements covering multiple years that they set direction, they set philosophy, they set your values. They establish guidelines for evaluating important decisions. They set limits on what a company will or will not do, okay? They give you a blueprint, a roadmap for building and managing the company, and they provide a comprehensive overview of the company's business model. That's a strategy. Here are strategies: growth strategy, a positioning strategy, who your target markets are, your revenue model. For instance, if you do a membership, that's a strategy, guys. A membership, okay? A box, what do we call it? A product membership. Those are all very clear strategies. How we're going to client acquisition, how we're going to get our clients. That's a strategy. We're going to use online marketing. That's a strategy. Pricing is a strategy. Okay? Technology, strategy. Culture, strategic alliances, strategy. These are all strategies. Okay, so how are we going to build them? Here are some tips. If we want to be an international company, I don't know, Davinus is an international company, right, James? What are they known for? I don't know, but Davinus could use this, have a one-page plan, internationally known for X, Y, and Z. What markets do we want to focus on? Men, women, children, whatever else is available. We're going to build our client base by using Salon Ninja, and marketing online. We're going to
Andrew, if I may, I think it's very important that everybody listening to the call, when it says focus on blah, blah, blah markets, don't just put generic answers. Put your core value in these answers. In other words, women between 35 and 50, if that's your market. I'm just be very, very, very specific with your business plan.
Yeah. I know a guy who runs a hair loss place. Okay. Well, we know what his target is. And it's really primarily men in this instance. But he also markets to women. Very specific. How are we going to initial trial means, how do we get them in that first time? What do we do? How do we advertise on Google, or we use Yelp, or whatever we do, So we're getting clear as to what we do. We hone down. No one can be all things to all people. And the narrower we get, and this is what this plan, and this is the real work, because we have to say as many things as we say yes to, there's 10 times as many things we say no to. So this is a really good exercise in learning how to say no. Great idea. We'll put it in for in the next quarter for review. And when you do something like that, when you have your plan, you stay focused. Okay? Ideas come up all the time, great ideas. And we get seduced by them. Then we get off track. And then, oh my God, what happened? What happened to this program? What happened to that program? So this helps you keep clear. Okay? Foster a culture by having a yearly outing, or whatever we do, by being involved with a local charity, again, specific, a kids charity, and exit the business by offering shares to the employees, by building up our balance sheet, or whatever, going public. I'm just making it up. So they're broad statements covering multiple years that define how the business will be built and managed. So objectives, again, what are we going to measure? Objectives are very powerful, guys. And for those of you who plan, and half of you are already planning, you know the power of objectives. They provide the quantitative pulse of business. Okay, objectives need to be measured. They focus resources on specific results. They define success in a measurable manner. They give your people, various organizations, specific targets. And this is really important. It establishes a framework for accountability and incentive and compensation systems. Okay? That objectives do all that stuff. And we all know objectives minimizes subjectivity and emotionalism. People know what the end targets are and how they will be measured. And this is all on one piece of paper. Wow. Yeah, James, we can do it.
How many times did we talk about in the BBR about taking feelings out of the equation, right? Letting the math do the talking. Emotions are not important when it comes to running a business, because a business should never be run on emotions. And if they stick to this business plan, Andrew, that you're helping them build, and they follow the numbers, it will be successful for them.
Yeah, emotions are, we are emotional beings, okay? And emotions drive a lot of what we do. Emotions should not drive your plan. Correct. And emotions should not drive your business. But when you're persuading someone to do something that's best for them, or best for the company, you're going to tap into emotions. Those,
Sure.
that's when we
When it
use
comes
it.
to planning, when it
But
comes
when
to
it comes to
planning,
planning,
yeah.
we have to really minimize it, totally minimize it. So objectives are short statements that quantify the end results of any work effort. Okay? They're easy to write and are instantly recognizable as objectives when you use, here are 5 guidelines, guys. Only write objectives that can be graphed. If you can't graph it, dump it. Include a numerical value in every objective. 1 quantitative measure per objective. And here on the plan, 9 objectives per plan. You got to limit it. 9. Okay. And why 9? Because Jim, the founder, said 9's the number. No, we really, the largest companies in the world really can't have more than 9 objectives majorly. A department can't have more than 9 objectives. It's too much. And then assign names and dates to assure accountability. So most people struggle with writing meaningful objectives, even when they've learned, the SMART system of goal setting. So who knows what the SMART system of goal setting is? It's on the right. Everyone here should raise their hand. We know it: specific, measurable, actionable, responsibility, and time oriented. Even when we know that stuff, and you all do, you've heard it a zillion times. We still struggle with writing meaningful objectives. So this methodology makes it simple. All objectives must be graphable. So ask yourself 2 questions. Number 1, what do you want more of over time? And number 2, what do you want less of over time? We want more sales. We want more profit. Excuse me for one second. I apologize. I'll be right back.
You need that, James. You need the button that pushes the hold music or something. The Jeopardy music. You need the Jeopardy music.
No, I need Sandman Sims from the Apollo that can take him out with a cane and full.
Exactly.
I apologize, guys. So we want more sales, we want more profit, we want more people, right? Or we want less people. We want more productivity per hour. What do we want less of over time? We want less shortage or shrinkage. We want less. Give me one, James. What do you want less of over time?
Well, I definitely want less shrinkage, but that's a conversation for another version of the BBR. So
yeah, or we want less redos. Okay.
Well, or better retail. So look at the plus sides: better add-on services, better retail sales. Those kinds of things.
We want less. You could even say we want less single item ticket.
Less shrinkage, right? Less employee turnover, less non-rebooking, all those things that you can identify and put on a chart, and they're important.
Yeah, but remember, you only get 9. They're all great things, but you only get 9 of them, maximum.
Hey, Andrew, quick question, and I know
Yeah.
this is going to come up. This plan is meant to be redone when? Every year? Every 2 years? What?
Certainly every year, but really every quarter. Not the whole
Beautiful.
plan. And you'll see why. I mean, you're continually looking at it, and you don't have to chuck everything, but if you're off base, you may have to make adjustments. And certainly looking at it every 90 days. I didn't say, you don't have to redo it, but use it. This is something that, will help you stay on track. So you could even technically, you could make this a 90-day plan. Technically. I really don't recommend that, because as soon as you finish it, you're into the next quarter. But I certainly recommend that every 90 days you take this thing out, you see how we're doing. And in between, anyway, every month you're measuring your key indicators. Every week you're looking at things. This is how you establish a rhythm. But you need to have one of these to determine where you're going.
And Andrew, you bring up a really good point. The problem with a lot of salon owners is that certain things in terms of date don't change. When your sales tax is due, when your taxes are due, when your payroll is due. So those hard dates on your calendar don't move around. So if you go in and you take a plan like this, and Andrew says, hey, it's a great 90-day plan, and you schedule your quarterly staff meetings or your quarterly one-on-ones around it, like, take the hard dates and they don't move. Listen, the government wants their money. You cannot move. I mean, with the exception of COVID, they gave us a little bit of wiggle room, but typically they want those dates, those tax filing dates, those sales tax filing dates. Don't wait until all of that stuff is done when you're saying, oh crap, we spent so much more money on this, or we missed it. Do those things early, but plan around those hard dates. Listen, the quarter doesn't really mean January to the end of March. It can mean whatever you want. It's whatever 3-month or 90-day plan you want. If you want it to be December to February, I love that, because you hit before the holidays and you're before taxes and quarterly taxes and things are due. So use it to your advantage.
Yeah, I mean, usually we do a year because you want to do a year. It coincides with your taxes, etc. But you don't have to. What?
If I may, what I think is important for everybody to understand is that this is a living document. So as you hit the goals that you've already set for yourself, or whatever those 9 items are, right? You cross them off the list, revise your plan for your new goals, and keep this thing on a regular basis. This should be almost as if you were journaling, right? When you journal, you put all your goals and things like this, right? But this is a more organized way of doing that and getting that business plan, the true operations business plan, to become part of your culture, part of your being, part of your doing. Because we all talk about this since the beginning, right, Andrew? The most important we can do as an owner is actually do things. We talk about them often, but if we don't do them, we get nowhere. Yeah. So this document will actually help you do things and knock them out.
Absolutely, because you're reducing what you're doing to a few things. And it makes life, as I said before, it's totally right, Derek. It makes life so much easier. The work is thinking about it and then getting it down. And sometimes we're wrong. It's okay. But once you have it down and it's on one piece of paper, you know what you have to do. And then you calendar it. Everything needs to be calendared.
Brilliant.
And for us in this business, I submit this should be easy peasy, because we're all used to calendaring our days. It's just what we put in there is usually clients. Okay? But if we substitute time for different purposes, and this is the highest leverage time that you can spend, because you're working on your business. This determines the direction of your business. This is a communication tool, so you can speak with your people, your managers, if you have them, and you move forward. And you take action. This is all action oriented. So,
Andrew, yeah. What did I say last week before you move on? What did I tell everybody to write down? Proper planning prevents poor performance.
Yeah. And you know, it does. It does. And ours is not the only industry in the world that doesn't have something like this going on. Believe me, you know, so many industries don't. All the chain businesses, and there are whether it's McDonald's or you know, Slurpees or Burpees or whoever they're called, or the hair clips, all those guys, they all have plans. It seems to be the independent business owner in almost any kind of business who doesn't. It's a rare person. And then we ask ourselves, boy, how do those guys do so well? I can tell you, yes, there are people out there who run a business with a punt, a pass, and a prayer. I've met them, I know them. It's difficult. It's difficult. And this gives you consistent communications, and your people like consistency. And it really gives you authority. You know what the heck you're doing. Can you imagine you have one of these things? You know what, you've been through it, you plan your business. And it's not so painful, you know. There are many types of objectives. And you just want the most important ones for your company. And, you know, it can contain one or two from each of these quadrants: sales, profitability, marketing, safety, my God, PR, investment, cost control, efficiency, our community, all sorts of things, okay? So we're moving forward to plans. What is the work to be done? So what are plans? They describe the actual work to be done in your company. Plans are the execution steps implied in strategy and objectives. Okay, so work may be defined in three ways: major business building projects, significant infrastructure projects, meaning, you know, we're adding 1,000 square feet. Projects and programs that bend the curves and trend lines of your key metrics. So those are important. When I say bend the curve, and I'll show you an example, you want to move forward. You want to bend the curve. And plans describe the work or projects that need to be completed in the next 12 months. Okay? So what's the work to be done? Now, the conflict between urgent versus important projects always exists. Most managers have little problem identifying what we call critical tasks and near-term projects. Prioritization and calendaring of strategic projects is a learned skill. So even building a website is a project, and you map it out step by step by step. And a planning wheel really is a visual tool that helps managers visualize their key projects over the years. So first quarter, you know, complete your new website by a date, redesign employee training by a date. That's all you do. That's all you're going to focus on. The rest, no. Launch a new retail incentive program by, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what you do with a planning wheel. Here's a simple formula. Everything's simple. Description of the work. Introduce a new retail line it should be by July 31st. Hire a new technician by April. Focus on makeup introduction. Okay? Phase in new packaging design by March 31st. That's what we want to do. This is not so difficult. What's difficult is choosing and getting specific. But expression of the specifics, not so difficult. So what is work versus results? There is a difference. Because the language of strategic planning is confusing. And like many people, many people struggle with the difference between vision and mission. Hopefully I've clarified for you all the difference. However, there's even more confusion between strategies, plans, and objectives. And hopefully I'll be able to deconfuse everyone in the next couple of pages. So what do we say? We said business results over time can be graphed, right? Boom, boom. This is a graph. You all know what a graph is. Silent Ninja has plenty of graphs, right, Derek? Plenty. That's results. We also know that it's not reasonable to expect better results with no additional work or investment, right? No investment of time, people, or capital. Guess what? No change. So I mentioned bend the curve. Work bends the curve. Strategy set direction, plans define the work, objectives quantify the work. Okay, so all of these are important projects that are going to push your sales up. In this case, sales. Okay, if it's not pushing it up, if a project doesn't serve to push your results up, forget it. Don't do it. Don't do anything that you're not going to get results from. Results as you define it. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So, in summary, it's intuitive, there's no complicated language. It's strategic, tactical, results-oriented, all on one page. We minimize the loss of resources because people know the plan. Communication simplified because it's standard format. We clarify expectations. People know what's expected from them. It facilitates cross-functional understanding, collaboration, and this is really important, it fosters a high-performance culture. And I think everyone in this group, in BBR, wants to have a high-performance culture. So let me show you a little example of, let me put this up on the screen if I can. Screen sharing. How do I do this? Let me go back. Here's one. This is a template I'm going to give to everyone. Okay? It's simple. It's simple. All you have to do is pop in the details. Your mission statement, you'll answer it. You can write it longhand. These are objectives, and I suggest, these are important ones. Sales and profits are always objectives. And for those of you, everyone knows on the BBR what gross profit is. That's something you may want to look at increasing. Active customers, or it could be new customers, your average ticket, and reduction of costs of goods. These are all drivers. These are all objectives. Okay? Strategies. Define how you're going to build the business. We become known for. What do we want to become known for? We generate revenues by selling X, Y, and Z. We focus on what markets, new clients, how do we promote new client visits, how do we retain clients, how do we attract key employees. Everyone knows how you want to do these things. I've just made it easy for you to, drop these ideas, and then you may have other strategies for your business that you can put in there. And action plans. And these are examples. 6 to 8 business building projects that we have to complete this year. Maybe it's 4 because we're halfway through the year. Okay? So that is in summary a one-page business plan. And there's no one out here in the audience who cannot do it. So what questions do we have?
So Andrew, first of all, we're going to share this with everybody, correct? I'll
Yes.
set up a Google folder and put the
Yes.
link on this post in the BBR. So if you need to find these files, they will be in the main Facebook group
Mm-hmm.
underneath tonight's Zoom post.
Mm-hmm.
If you have an issue getting to them, for sure, just message one of us, and we'll make sure you get these files.
Yeah.
So, guys, with this, let's get some questions up for Andrew. I know everybody's watching intently. I know I was. It's awesome stuff. But does anybody have any general questions about any of this?
Yeah, post them in Facebook or in here. Andrew, one of the things I love about this is the accountability factor. That you want to keep your stylist and your staff accountable for their numbers and what they do, but as an owner, sometimes you need to be accountable for your own numbers. You need to look back.
Yeah.
Listen, 90 days. Look at this, right? This COVID closure, 90 days goes really, really quick. It goes by in a flash. You look at your kids growing up in your Facebook memories, but reality of it is from a business aspect, 90 days is quick. I mean, we didn't do anything in 90 days, right? We only did like 50 calls.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nothing.
Keep
Nothing.
going.
We're like losers.
Keep going. Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to be,
losers.
Look, guys,
Slackers.
I'm going to be running a workshop, and it may be a 4-hour workshop. It may be a day workshop. I have to decide on what it's going to be. But the end result is that you will go away with a completed plan. Okay? It may take 2 4-hour sessions or something. And I'd ask you to come prepared with certain numbers so we can massage your numbers and do all that stuff. And I'll be creating some templates that you plug and play things so you can see, if our Derek, you and I can talk about this. If your payroll,
we talked earlier, Andrew, and James and I have talked about it also. And James, you want to pull yourself off mute? You can do that. At some point, just so everybody knows in here, and I really want you to give your honest feelings about this, but I think that we are going to expand the BBR, we'll call it, into a full learning center with much more coaching, much more files, all of those things at a very low monthly price. We are thinking about actually monetizing the group for a low price of around $10 a month. And that may not be the exact figure, but that may be what it is. And you're going to get this and 10 times this inside of that. So these things like Andrew's talking about, other things like that, that's eventually what we are looking to do. I think that we can provide you awesome value at a price that just can't be matched in the industry. There are groups out there right now, and they're fantastic. We got Vivian McKinder, right? Things like that. And there are other ones, Behind the Chair, things like that, that have monetized groups that are more geared towards educating how to do colors, cuts, all those things. We are right now gearing up to bring you an experience on the business side that's never been seen before.
Well, and you also, one of the things we always talk about, the three of us, is that it's the pure aspect too. That not everything is going to be applicable by state or whatever. Whether you're a booth rental state or you're a commission state or however it's structured. But I hope that listen. What I really loved about what we've done over this closure is the camaraderie of having other salon owners be able to. Not even to complain. The complaint department has always been open, but never been open for us. They just it's having the aspect of having other people that are in your same shoes or your same boat or understand to be able to have that venting or that soapbox to be able to say, man, I'm having such a hard time with X, and it doesn't have to do with mask wearing or whatever crazy protocols. It was stuff before that. Your staff that had horrible retail numbers or that didn't follow your rules before they had to wear masks. They were all things that salon owners, stylists don't understand sometimes. When you go home and you're working behind the chair owner and you do your 40 plus hours a week, you still have to do payroll. Somebody's got to do marketing. Somebody's got to do your Instagram. So certain things always fall by the wayside. And when you look and you say, wow, our Instagram page sucks, but I paid payroll on time every single week for the last year and I still showed up every day and the salon was still clean and the recycling was taken out and the ordering was done on time. I mean, there's so many facets that as owners sometimes that, you know, we forget is you have some of these groups that popped up over COVID that are just different states bitching about whatever, politics and everything else. The politics are never going to change, right? They're going to be there whether we're wearing masks or whether we're in hoods or whether we're wearing spacesuits. None of that makes a difference. It's the salon camaraderie of having people that are able to other peers that you can talk to. So being part of a group like this, you know, when you're in the inner circle, the salon ops inner circle, if you're part of the coaching team, is a little more dialed in. You know, I'm really friendly with a lot of the people that are in that group, but you guys need to realize, like, this is what coaching is. This is not these great calls that we do. And Andrew, thank you so much for today.
No, you're welcome.
My friend Sally, or our friend Sally, who's been on, I think, every single call in New Jersey, was basically commenting on Facebook like, "Wow, this was so much easier than the business plan I put together." You know?
I want to share something with you. I've worked with businesses, salon business. People have paid for working their plan upwards to $3,000. This stuff got, and I am not suggesting that's what we're going to be charging or anything like that. This is serious stuff. You know, we can make light of it, but if you want to have a world-class salon, if you really want to play in the big leagues, these things like having a plan, like the marketing that Derek is recommending, these are things we need to do. Otherwise, we're just you know, wandering around, and we don't need to wander around. My wish for the group, for the industry, is that we get clarity, that every owner is clear as a bell as to what they want from their business, what they want for their life, so we bring more joy, prosperity, happiness to everyone we come into contact with. But without clarity, which the plan brings to everyone who touches it, we don't have it. That becomes, the objective becomes elusive. With clarity, you got a big shot at achieving what you want to achieve.
But don't you agree too, Andrew, that by having a greater group of people that, listen, all salons are great, right? They, you know, everyone gets great education. They do great things, or you hope that they do. But by having a core group of people that actually care about where they're headed, where that clarity is going to take them, what the direction.
Absolutely.
Listen, we have 22 hair salons in 2 square miles of where we're located. 4 of them are already closed that I know of. 2 of them have not yet opened. One of them I never thought was open to begin with. And, you know, you start to dial it in. And I'm saying, man, if they were collectively part of a group that said, hey, you know, in Upper Bergen County, a haircut is no cheaper than $75. And that depends on if they're a junior or if they have skills. You sort of set the precedent for what our industry does and what we do as experts. You know, you go by the wayside. Listen, you want a $30 haircut? I've seen $30 haircuts, man. They're not good. You don't get a good 30. There's no such thing as a good $30 haircut. And if you're in a place with $30 haircuts that are great, you better come and call me. If I can't hire you in New Jersey, I know 1,000 salon owners. I will relocate you.
Yeah. Absolutely right. We're here. We're really here to raise the bar.
Not just raise the bar, Andrew. I've got to say something from the heart. The reason that I became friends with you years ago, the reason I am friends with James, and the reason that the 3 Goombas, the good fellas, are here, right, is because we have a passion to fix the industry. And all of you who are listening to these calls, you're part of the BBR family. And when I say family, I really mean family. This is a, whatever you want to call it, family, cult, whatever you want to call it. We're here with a passion to fix your own businesses, to fix the industry, to take care of all those things. Now, can we do it? We could probably do it as a collective group. Us three can't do it all on our own.
No, of course not.
It's the support of all of you showing up. And more importantly, it's the support, not support, but it's so important for you to take action on everything you learn. Because like Andrew said earlier, right, the best plans are nothing unless you actually implement them. And that is the most important lesson you can learn through this family thing we're doing, right, this BBR. Take action.
Yeah, I mean, look, creatives, you're all creative, okay? And you know that without action, nothing gets created. Zero. Zero, zero, zero. So you're creating a business. This is part of what it takes to create a business. And look, there's other ways of doing it. But for those of you who don't have anything, you cannot create without your blueprint. Forget it.
No, that's a good point. Is that everybody likes to say, how many owners come on and say, "Well, I'm on the creative side. I don't do anything on the business side," but they're the ones that are still there doing all of this business type work without any plan. Whether it's this really easy, beautiful plan that Andrew gave, or a plan at all. I don't care if it's a board with numbers on it, if it's Post-it notes, whatever it is, but a plan is still a plan. You don't even do that. So you could be fantastic at coloring hair, about cutting hair, but you need to run your business, because eventually, listen, some of the best coaches in the world, the first conversation is, what's your exit strategy? And you turn around and you say, well, what do you mean? I just opened. It's like, well, what do you want to do when you want to close? What's the business worth? Where's the value? And something like a business plan shows you what the value of the business is later, especially if you don't own the building, which a lot of salon owners don't, like we. You need to know what's the value of that. What are you building? Because you're going to want to retire at some point. I mean, there's nothing worse. Listen, we've seen this during COVID. If you're 70 years old and you're still cutting hair and you're still 40 hours behind the chair, God bless you.
Yeah.
I wish we would have got you 30 years ago, and you would be more management, and you had a team of people that you were doing more of the flow type of thing, the front of house maitre d' type of thing, and making sure everybody was comfortable. But you want to get out of the bit. Listen, you don't want to leave the industry. You just want to grow your business so you don't have to be behind the chair anymore. For all of you that have been back for the last 4, 6, 8 weeks after being closed for a few months, what's it like on your shoes? I don't care what kind of Crocs or crazy shit you're wearing, but you went back. Now you're in a mask. My wife, we did a few short weeks where 6 hours a day instead of 8 or 14. You come home after 6 hours in a mask and you're like busted. You feel like you were a guy doing asbestos removal in Manhattan, an old building somewhere, that you're ready to pass out. You're done. So that's not a livelihood. That's not a lifestyle. Build your business so it has value, so you can charge more money, you can be an expert, and you don't have to work as hard.
Yeah, well, and there's other kinds of building businesses. You could build a family business very intentionally that you want to keep because it works, and there's a love for it, but you can only keep it if it's profitable. But it's a family business.
Reality, Andrew, your plan explained in the beginning, something similar to that. That's an exit plan.
Yeah.
Whether an exit plan is not so much I'm exiting the business and never looking back. It could be an employee co-op. It could be a family situation.
Yeah, hand it to the next generation. But yeah,
it's still an exit from behind the chair 40 hours a week, right? So very important that everybody, and James hit it right on the nose. It's one of the first things I say is, okay, what's your exit plan? What are you thinking about long term? Because you need that exit plan from day one, because we're building for a reason. We're building to sell. We're building to make profit towards our retirement, whatever that is. It's building to the exit. And there's always an exit, folks, whether we like it or not. Let's make it a good exit, right? It's important to have a good exit instead of a yard sale. And Andrew, you and I talk about this all the time. How many salons, especially during COVID, are we now seeing that it's a yard sale? What I mean by a yard sale is they're closing the doors and they're selling off their equipment for $50 a chair or something when they put 30,000, 40,000 into those chairs a few years ago, right? It's happening all day long. So folks, proper planning prevents poor performance, the 5 Ps.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man, I'm looking for those chairs. If anybody's getting out, I'm sorry.
You're expanding?
Send you a box of chocolates, and I'll take all the chairs you got at $50 a piece. All these Barbicide wipe downs of these chairs. My poor chairs are like, they're like crying right now. You know when you see like the old leather chair the easy chair that's in the corner in somebody's really funky library, like I'm sure Andrew has in his house, and it looks weathered and nice. My poor chairs are all like crying right now, like they need moisturizer. They're looking at me like, we were only 20 yesterday, and now we look like we're 75. Just give us some moisturizer for Christ's sake.
AJ could look good. But now's the time to do this, take action. And if we have no questions, and I can't believe we have no questions from a group that's really inquisitive, maybe this
a lot of comments, but not questions, Andrew. I think everybody's dying.
I rather have questions. I want to learn. I want to learn.
They want to get stuff. So.
Right, so I have a question for you, Andrew. And
sure, James.
Maybe this is something that should have been asked, but when you're doing a modification of your business plan, so you set one up, whether you follow the really hardcore hard version or you follow Andrew's very nice and streamlined easy version, what happens when you hit a roadblock? So 3 months in or whatever, you do an analysis, you say, wow, so on one hand, right, you'd love to blow the numbers off the doors and say, wow, we have to modify. But what happens when you don't hit your numbers? What's a good way to kind of recircle back if you're not making what you thought you wanted to do in that time frame?
So you go back into what's going on. You ask the question, what's going on? And you reverse engineer. Where's the bottleneck? What did we do or didn't we do? What happened or didn't happen? You have your roadmap. Did we fall off the ledge here? Oh yeah, we took that. It didn't work, and you want to continually be monitoring it so you have fast recovery. Does that make sense?
It does. Do you think it's easy? And listen, I'm not the one to ask, because I always think that sticking and moving and changing is pretty easy for me. There's a million things that aren't easy for me, but that happens to be one of my strong suits. But when those numbers change in a way you don't like, do you think it's as easy as them going back to those numbers and saying, okay, let's circle the wagons, let's figure out what it is?
No, it's unless you have the disciplines in place. This is a tool, and it's not to be put in a drawer and forgotten. So just you have your software set up. You can pull all your numbers from the software. You could create a tracking sheet. I mean, there is software behind this specifically for this program, but there's a cost to it. And anyway, and you don't need it. It's cool. It's great.
Hey, Andrew, somebody asked about the book.
Get the book.
What can you give the name of the book? We'll plug it in there.
The book is the 1-page business plan. Jim Horan wrote it. I think it's $34. It's on Amazon. And get it.
You can actually, if you get anybody on the call, you can get a signed copy of the book that Andrew will sign, and it's only $54. So it's only $20 for his signature to be on there. And he'll give you an autographed picture too, the one that I
yeah. You guys want it? We'll do that. Thank you, James.
Hey, listen, I'm always looking out for you, Andrew, because
I know that. But I encourage you.
Andrew signs with.
I encourage you to get the book, and then you can download some templates. They give you how to do it. It's great.
So we will share all of these files though. And Linda had
Yeah.
asked earlier, should I start with slide one? Absolutely. When we share these files, you're gonna have a full working version from slide one on, and then you'll have the completed one, fill in the blank sheet here that you can keep on your right hand as you're reading the other ones and jot your notes into it to develop your own plan. So you'll have what you need to develop your own one-page.
Yeah,
business plan.
you do. You
If
have
spend time.
you have between what you have in your salon software. Okay.
Exactly.
You have everything you need, and you have your own creativity, your own ingenuity, your own desire, your own vision. You know where you want to take it. It's just putting it out there. It's just like put it out there. Boy, oh boy. And once you have one of these, I'll tell you, you never look back. And you will be in a group of, salon owners. You'll be up in a rarefied group. I promise you. You're in the elite, people who run their businesses like this.
Yeah.
You'll knock the socks off the next time if they come around again, reps or, hey, let me show you my plan.
Or how about a buyer, right? How about a buyer? Here's our business plan. We made our goals. This is something you can continue, something like that, if that's your exit plan.
Also,
all these things are great.
What it does for your team, when they see that you, as the owner, are really digging in, and it gives them confidence in you, because they're looking for you to have the future vision. They are looking for that. And here you're committing something on paper, and it's not, it's not fancy pants here. I hate fancy pants.
Sally said we always give her more work. That's funny, but it's great. I love that.
It's the right work. It's the right work.
Exactly.
Listen, to set the record straight, I like fancy pants, okay? So Andrew and I will agree to disagree.
Okay, it's all right, Jim.
I think the fancier the pants, the better.
Put your SpongeBob picture up again.
Hey, listen, if you're going to do your numbers and you have a coaching session with me, you should put a tuxedo on, you should put a dress on.
I will do, James.
I want you all dialed up because I think that you should think that it's very important and you should be ready to go to the Royal Ball if you have to.
Okay, got it. I'll wear the tux.
Guys, any questions for Andrew before we kick it off for tonight? Facebook, Zoom, anybody?
No, I posted the link to the group or to the book on Amazon in every.
Oh, good. Good.
Everybody can find it. I think Andrew, you were right. The book is $34.95.
Great investment. Great investment. Really easy read. Lots of templates.
No, that's good. And you guys in the group too, remember that when you go on that top bar and you want to search for files, it'll be up there. So you don't have to post in the group where to find it. When you go in, you can actually search in the files, and just be prepared. Don't just look for Andrews, because this is great, but all of a sudden, if it's the first time you went there, you're going to say, holy cow, there's so many files there. I mean, how many are there, Derek? There's got to be a couple hundred, right?
Yeah. So at the bottom of the files tab, it says see more. Don't think that the first group is all there is. Just keep scrolling through until you find what you want. And I promise you, there's probably, as of now, there's probably $100,000 in free information in there. So, use it. And Andrew was right. These business plans are invaluable cost-wise. I can tell you from personal experience, when I originally opened our businesses, I actually paid somebody to come in and do business plans. And they also did franchise manuals for me because we were franchising. And I want to say the total cost was about $13,000 for both of those. So this stuff is, it's worth its weight in gold.
We're gonna do it with you, take you by the hand, and it won't be $13,000. I promise you.
Yes, it will.
$12,499. You're going to save $501 today only. So if you sign up by midnight Eastern time, it's 9:09. So you have a few hours left.
I would do one of those things, but we'll chill. It's 9 o'clock Eastern time. So.
Guys, it was great having everybody on here. Thank you for your support. The BBR family, Andrew, thank you for your knowledge. James, thank you as always for showing up. Wow, 56. Come next one. Oh, wow, we're oh my God. Let's get to 100 before you know it.
Listen, Andrew, I have to tell you, I the joke last week was, is there such a thing as a one-page business plan? So I'm just as impressed as your knowledge and your content as the fact that it could be a one-page business plan. So
there you go.
Hey, listen, I'm not easily impressed these days. I've seen a lot.
I know that. So, hey, we can do one, James.
Hey, listen, I'll give you
Thank you.
Standing ovation. You did a great job. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah. I've been trained in this stuff.
I heard that. It's really funny that I didn't, I heard that you had a little bit of a history.
Yeah. No, but this stuff's important.
You didn't know Moses was teaching salon education.
No, that was Aaron, his his brother.
All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks everybody that showed up tonight, and we will see you next week on the BBR. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye now.